Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Portfolio series. If you're new here, this series is all about reviewing cool startups that we at launch have invested in. Today on the show is Storybook, an iOS and Android app that helps improve your child's sleep while also building and improving the relationship between the child and the parent. And we'll get into how they do that shortly. We first met Francisco, the co-founder and CEO, through Founder University, and then later accepted them into our Launch Accelerator program.
So I'm the co-founder of Familify. We create digital tools to help parents raise happy and healthy kids. And we started with one really common problem. Kids don't sleep. In fact, 2 out of 3 children ages 0 to 10 will experience sleep issues. That's 800 million children worldwide. So this is how it looks. The kid won't be using the app. The app is actually for the parent. This is our team. Without external funding, we have been the #1 app in 60 countries in the parenting category.
Now, let's take a look inside the app and see what it's all about. We've installed Storybook, so let's go ahead and launch it up. And then we're greeted with all the stories. If we click into one, let's go ahead and find one. Let's do the Tooth Fairy. All right, so if we go ahead and hit start.
It's been a few days since my teeth started wiggling. This one is gonna finally fall out.
So you see they've got the animations that are kind of guiding you through where to massage your child. And then the story is also going in the background. So ideally you put your phone down, just have it playing in the background. The child's not looking at the phone. That's why there's not really anything entertaining for the kid to look at. It's more so just for the parent to be guided. So you can see they've got a nice catalog, and the whole thing is they don't have too many choices because kids are repetition machines. And so, when they find a story that they like, they'll typically repeat and repeat and repeat. On the bottom here, you'll find a music section. This is cool. They've got a bunch of sounds that you can just play in the background. So let's go ahead and pick one here. Little Fingers. And then if we go ahead and hit the sessions on the bottom right, these are basically collections. So there's other things like, let's say if you're pregnant, you can do some pregnant stories. Let's go ahead and start this and see.
Hello, sweet one. I really love having these little moments to talk to you.
So again, just all these different interactions to build on the relationship with your child and obviously help with sleep and a whole bunch of other health benefits. All right, now let's take a look exactly how you'd use the app with your child. I don't have a child, but my awesome colleague Ashley was able to film the experience with her child.
What is that?
Lay back, baby. Can you lay back, baby?
Mercury,
Lay back. Listen to the words.
Venus, Earth, Papa Bear, I have you and you have me. And we love each other too. I watch everything you do and learn so much from you.
I also got the chance to sit down with Francisco, the founder and CEO, to learn a bit more about why they created this product and company, the effectiveness behind the massage technique and content in the app, as well as the big vision for Storybook over the next 5 to 10 years.
So Francisco, thanks for joining me today on the Portfolio series. I always like to ask how the founders describe, the company that they're building. So take it away.
Thanks for having me here, Presh. I like to think on 2 things. On one hand, to the end user, we are building a solution to improve parent and child relationships. That's what we don't say officially. That's what we are working on day to day. But the actual product that we have, Storybook, is an app that helps parents make their kids fall asleep. And I started with that building relationship thing because that's exactly what we are doing inside the team. So internally, we are creating a company that is improving the way parents relate to their kids. And our vision is that if we can improve how these kids are being raised, that's the best way to change and improve the future. So we're working on the parents. That's why Storybook is interesting. It's a parent-led app. It's not for the kids. So that's exactly what we're building.
What experiences in your life, or what have you seen that kind of has led you to wanting to create this product?
I come from the corporate world. I used to work pretty much 24/7 in a big company, and our family made a bold move. We changed countries. We moved to Australia, and that time was a groundbreaking moment for me, because for the first time after so many years working for this company, I was locked in a small apartment with my wife and my kids. We were very young. Both Daniela and I found out that our connection and our priorities weren't right. Our relationship with our kids wasn't the best, and we were giving our best to this other company, but not necessarily to our family. And that's why I started talking about relationships. That translated into anxiety, both for Daniel and I and the kids, sleep problems. All their basic needs were okay, like they were fed, they were warm, they were safe, but we were not bonding with them. Daniela, she's extremely creative. She was trying to find a way to improve our family dynamic, and she came up with this combination of things, which later became a Storybook. So yeah, it was a pain that we had. Sleep was the tangible problem, but underneath that there was a much bigger issue, and we were not connecting with our kids.
So can you talk a bit about, I guess, how you've designed the app? Because it's very deliberate. I know you've mentioned, with the content, and obviously it is designed for kind of the parents to use.
The challenge was we didn't want to create an app for the kids. We wanted to create an app for the parents, because we saw first-hand experience, like this problem that we had. Sleep was one of the tangible things that you could see, one of the outcomes, and the kids were not responsible for that. So designing an app for the kids to self-regulate and fall asleep didn't seem like a good option. So that's why we thought on the parents first. So Storybook is meant for the parents. Storybook, what's trying to facilitate is this space where everything is taken care by the app. You have the music, you have the story, you have the techniques. The only thing you need to focus on is in your kid. So connect with him or her, talk, show love, even in a physical way, like rubbing his or her back. So with that in mind, designing a two people app, because you cannot use it by yourself, obviously. So we had some challenges. First, we wanted the app to look cool, to look meant for interacting with your kid. But on the same token, we didn't want anything that will distract the kids. We don't want screens before bedtime. That's the worst thing you can do to a baby or a child. Even for grown-ups, screens are affect us, especially before sleep. So we decided to create an app that looks good, but once you get to the main functionality, would be boring for the kid. So sometimes, out of curiosity, a baby or kid will grab the phone, but after seeing that nothing is really happening other than these simple techniques, they will get bored and just concentrate on the music. So that was the challenge, to design a two people app, and that was not distracting for the kids, but childish enough that it's parents will know that it's meant for their families.
So the content in the app, is that done all in-house? Is that outsourced? How do you think about doing that? And can you talk a bit about like how much new content do you have to be producing in a month, in a year, kind of thing?
We create all the content in-house. Daniela, who I already mentioned, she's my co-founder, and she's in charge of the content. She has created every single story we ever published. She also does the voiceover in Spanish. She's an infant massage certified instructor, so she designs the techniques as well. So there you have it. That's all. She's our content producing machine. Currently, we can create around 4 new stories every week, and we are releasing about 2 per month. Pretty much because we've seen in our data that most kids tend to use 5 stories and stick to those 5 stories and repeat it over and over again. The kids are repetition machines, so they like something, they will repeat it. My kids have seen the very first version of the app, even the drafts of the stories, and even to the day they keep asking for the for the same stories. So we don't really need to have an aggressive library of content. However, we release new stories every now and then because kids get excited whenever there's new content around, helps with engagement. And going forward, we will plan to increase the amount of stories we release each month, and we are adding new twists. Like some stories now will be seen instead of just talked over. And we have other functionalities like allowing parents to record their own voice, so you can record your own voice and your kid
That's
will
cool.
be listening to that, or you can have grandpa record his voice, and then your kid will be listening to grandpa, or you can add your own language, and then you will be reinforcing that language with your kids. So we
Very
have some
nice.
customization things. Our focus right now is we want to strengthen the product. We, as of now, we just strengthened the product and technology team. We're building the best team to take Storybook to the next level. We want Storybook to be a world-class app, and we're working heavily on that. We are still unsatisfied with what we achieved so far. That's a good thing to have at this stage, that
Yeah.
thirst for improvement. And the next steps going forward is, as I mentioned, right? We want to create a experience, a different experience for every child within the app. Like, we want to customize the journey for the child depending on his age, or the problems that they have. So we want to really work on customization, allowing parents to record their voice, allowing kids to design the roadmap of the stories that they want to hear, and keep hearing those stories and recommend stories that we think through our data that they will like. So a lot of customization on the next months. We're also in talks with interesting characters to have guest voiceovers and guest characters within the app.
Yeah, that's super cool. And on that front, like, how do you see yourself comparing to, the meditation apps in the market today, like the Calm, the Headspace, doing these like sleep, I guess, coming more into sleep, and obviously that being a huge part of their business now.
Yeah, definitely. So what I really like about this industry is, first, is big enough for all of us. It's a massive market. Like, just talking about Storybook, we have subscribers in 155 countries, and we haven't even tried to be that well known in other areas. But the need is there. Parents need their kids to fall asleep in every single country. There are 2 billion parents with child's ages 0 to 10, and just as a random number, but makes my point. Every day, 500,000 kids are born. So this is an evergreen market. So I really like the industry we're in. So there's plenty of room for everyone. But we are really focused on parents and kids. Contrary to Calm and Headspace, they are still trying to grasp to attract a adult user base. They still have a lot of market to onboard. So while they are focusing on grown-ups, we are targeting kids. And what I really think makes us special is that for us, translating the Calm experience or Headspace experience for kids is not creating audio content for kids. It's actually creating content for the parents, so the parents help the kids. So that's what we bring as something new to the market.
How are you finding your parent customers? Like, what's been working the best in terms of marketing to them, and what channels have been working the best?
That's something I really like. Like, we haven't tried that many things. We focus on Facebook and Instagram ads, Facebook and Instagram content. Our follower base has grown consistently over the last year. Right now we have close to 100,000 followers on Instagram, and those two platforms have been the main point of entrance to Storybook. Around 30% of our acquisition is organic right now, but what I really like is that there is so much low-hanging fruit out there. We haven't even started our referral program. We haven't really worked on the organic side of things. We still have influencer marketing to give it a try. Google search ads, inbound, so many things. So as of now, Facebook and Instagram work well, but looking forward, we think that we have plenty of new channels for acquisition.
So is this your first startup, or at least first startup raising capital for? And what's the journey been like so far, and in terms of your fundraise, and also just things you've learned maybe along the way?
Yeah, this is my first tech startup. I've been building businesses myself since I was a teenager, in a completely different stage. Well, my first business was an advertising business. I started pasting posters inside. What's the word? Phone. I don't know how to translate it. The phone. The phone machine. Like you open the door, you walk in.
Yeah.
I don't think they exist anymore. So yeah, that was my first business. Pretty much into advertising my whole life. I also had a bar. I used to earn my nights by mixing cocktails in my own small bar. So
amazing.
Quite a different journey. But yes, Storybook was my first tech startup. It's been amazing. Like I don't picture myself doing something other than this. The journey raising capital, which was new for us, was very bumpy. The first time we realized this has world potential and we need to speed up things, we started talking to some VCs. We're from Ecuador, and the startup ecosystem here is very, very early, as you can imagine. So trying to build a networking outside Ecuador into the US, it was a bit of a challenge. We started flying to these events like Startup Grind in Silicon Valley. This February 2020, we met great people there, and COVID hit. So all of these conversations with investors were put on hold. We started talking to some of them again by July or August, and we already have some commitments that we turned down because of launch.
What's been your kind of experience with the launch accelerator?
When we got accepted into launch, we had a big team meeting to decide the next steps. We also got an interview to one of the best known accelerators in the US simultaneously. So we had to make a decision, and I'm really glad we decided to go with launch. Like the experience has been amazing. Jason has this ability to make us work really hard with all this, the system of gamification from competing against all the other founders. But just with one sentence, he can give us so much insight. So I was just looking today at the first meeting we had with Jason when I pitched Storybook to him. And now that I'm pitching every single week because of the launch accelerator, I'm seeing how I'm doing exactly what he told me on that very first meeting, like even saying the exact words that he mentioned. So great insight from Jason and the team. And yeah, the combination of focus on growth and on the same hand, focus on pitching every single week for us, coming from Ecuador with not much of a networking. Now we have lots of conversations going with angel investors, with VCs, with potential partners. So the experience has been amazing. I really feel that we accelerated our growth in these last couple of months.
As we wrap up, where do you see the next 5 to 10 years of Storybook? I know the overall mission is kind of to deepen the relationship between kids and parents. So in the next 5 to 10 years, what does that look like?
That's always a good thought to keep around. And we think that we can positively impact 300 million families worldwide in the next 5 years. We think that the biggest asset we will have as a company is that community, having tons of parents who are improving their lives in a significant way, in a meaningful way, through one of our products. That's where we see the most value. So we want to be the best for that community. We want to have the best services. We want to have the best product, and by then we think that we can offer a new range of services. So I wouldn't tell upfront exactly what we have.
Yeah, no, for sure. We'll keep it like
but
that.
yeah, we think that the community will be the biggest asset for Storybook.
Amazing. Very cool. Well, I want to let you share anything you want to share. If you're hiring for anything, any positions you're looking to fill, if you want to mention that, we'll also clip this and share it with the network.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, we are always looking to surround ourselves with talent. Right now, we are looking for a CPO. We are looking for a CTO as well. We have the foundational team ready to be directed, and we have really great staff. But we need these positions in the next probably 6 months. We will hire those, and we are looking for people with the background, the industry background, like consumer, mobile, subscription based. And yeah, that's pretty much the main things that we will be looking in the next probably 6 months in terms of in the US, especially. Looking forward to move the founding team to the US. We will be landing there by February for good.
Oh, everyone's coming over.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Wow. Where are you going to be based?
We're soft landing in Florida as of now.
Nice.
And then we will decide East Coast or West Coast. It depends on a couple of things.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's now moving to Miami and out of San Francisco, so you might just be in a good position, anyways.
Yeah, and with COVID around, we think it's a safe place for the family. And
yeah, well, amazing, Francisco. Thanks so much for taking this time. Yeah, it's been great.
Thanks to you, Presh. Really happy to be here, and all the best with the rest of the interviews.
Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode of The Portfolio. If you have a child and want to help improve their sleep and also improve your relationship with them, try it out. Let me know what you think. You can get started. I've added a link below. And with that, thanks so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button below if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next one.